Hey, welcome in. Busy couple days. Might have missed the fact that Pakistan and Afghanistan have been going at it the last few days. Even so much so that the Taliban is claiming that they took down an F-16, which we'll look at. But first, let's see how we got here and what we know thus far. So first, Pakistani officials saying that they struck numerous groups of Taliban military infrastructure and equipment on Bagram Air Force Base over the weekend. And then at some point during this conflict, a Taliban top commander, Abdul Hadi Hamid, however you say that, the head of the Taliban military court, who has been threatening to take over Pakistan in 24 hours, which seems like a little bit of a stretch for the Taliban versus a country like Pakistan. But again, I guess you never know. Doesn't seem like it's going great for him. He has been killed. Additionally, this gentleman who just looks like a pleasure to be around, Hamid Khorsani, who's been issuing threats of suicide bombings inside Pakistan, he has also been killed, and he was at the Kabul Taliban military brigade headquarters. It doesn't seem like it is going great for them. Now, this all started with Pakistan launching airstrikes inside Afghanistan's capital of Kabul and has been ongoing for the last few days. Videos being released of Pakistani strikes on Taliban positions and posts. So clearly going after command and control as well as key leadership in the Taliban. And before we get to the F-16 video, this one's just wild. This is a Zeus 23, an anti-aircraft gun. These guys are out here with a monocle trying to spot Pakistani fighter jets. Allegedly, that's what this post is claiming, right? But clearly these guys are looking up at the sky, trying to find something, just waiting to sling some AAA up in the Pakistani Air Force's direction. Sitting on a Humvee, wonder where they got that. I imagine that monocle is obviously a night vision monocle, hopefully allowing them to, for them to be able to target aircraft. Again, just wild times. Which brings us to this video of a burning F-16. So pro tip, never approach a burning fighter jet. There's a lot of things on there that might explode, which will then shorten your lifespan. But if you do survive that, I also not recommend approaching it just because of all the things burning there, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get cancer out of this one. So the Taliban is claiming that they shot down the F-16, obviously American made, in defense of Afghanistan and the Taliban and their positions here. So we'll look at this in a little bit greater detail. But do you guys remember this F-35 picture that popped up during Israel's 12-day war? Clearly it is AI. And if you didn't realize it was AI, but first and foremost, when we got fighters flying around, they're going to be at tactical speeds, 350 knots, 450 knots. Even if they get slow and they're going 250 knots for whatever reason, when that jet comes in contact with the ground and comes to an abrupt stop, there's not going to be a whole lot of parts and pieces that are intact. It's going to be broken apart. It's at minimum going to be a little bit dusty, I would think, and you're going to have some grooves. But if we do just look at these people, the village that this F-35, alleged F-35 came down in was a town of very small people. You might be able to fit 20 of these people in that cockpit. Clearly the homes, the vehicles even down here, they're made to fit these tiny little people. The F-35 is really not that big of a plane. It is a big plane, but compared to a human being, you only can fit one comfortably in the cockpit there. There's some other things that are some dead giveaways here. The nose of the aircraft, the exhaust cans. It looks like it's just one welded horizontal stab exhaust can section back here. And just random panels that have popped off. And again, there's no dust or dirt or fire that is coming from this. So AI videos and AI photos are a very real thing. It is so tough now. And I mean, now as I'm putting this content out here, it's like really trying to verify what is real and what is not. That's why we're doing this. Try to have open and honest conversations around this stuff because it is amazing just how good it's gotten, and who knows what the next 6 months will even bring. Let's jump back to this fighter jet. So one, I'd be curious to get your thoughts. Do you think this is a real F-16? My first inclination is, no, this is an AI video, and I'm willing to put a stake in the ground on that, and you can call me out for it. But one, again, let's assume this jet was flying around at tactical level speeds. The ability for the Taliban to threaten this jet is relatively limited. We saw the homeboys sitting on the back of the Humvee with the Zeus 23. Absolutely, AAA fire could have taken down and can take down a fighter jet. It's kind of tough, right? And especially tough when you got one guy who's spotting on a monocle, probably patting his buddy on the shoulder, trying to aim that. It's going to be the golden BB if it happens. Not saying it can't happen, but the chances are a little bit reduced, in my opinion. Now, we also don't have surface-to-air missile systems that we know of in Afghanistan. Now, maybe one snuck across the border. I can't imagine a lot of their friends, which I'm not sure who that is, has a bunch of surface-to-air missile systems that they can spare and drop in. Maybe a Manpat, sure. Again, a little bit more challenging to take down a fighter jet moving at fighter speeds, which we would assume that if the Pakistani Air Force is utilizing its F-16s, which are Block 15s, a little bit older, but have been upgraded to modern capabilities, as well as Block 52s, which are modern F-16s with a lot of capability. We have Block 52s flying around Iran right now, doing all sorts of work. So modern jet, again, the capability for the Taliban to target and take one of these out is limited. Again, not saying it's completely gone, but it would be a challenge. Let's look at this a little bit closer if we can. Enhance here. So not seeing any rivets. This thing looks pristine and clean, so smooth. We look at any other skin of an F-16. Pull that up here. When we look at this is just a random Toledo F-16 tail. What do you notice about that one versus this one? I mean, this thing is seamless. It's pristine. Now, the Pakistanis do put their tail number right here where they have that 510. I think it's 85510. This is Block 15. They don't, I have not seen it. So I'm not going to say with absolute certainty that they wouldn't have a secondary tail number printed smaller on the fuselage there. It seems like maybe some AI doing some logic, doing more than it needs to. Again, just look how smooth this thing is. Relatively, again, intact. You know, this all back here, you know, if it was low on gas, it's tough to tell if there is any external fuel tanks in this, but you would expect a combat configured F-16 to have external fuel tanks, which feed into the main fuselage, then down into the motor. So this thing is going to have gas in it. Clearly there is a fire going on. But this thing just kind of looks like it fell from the sky, which we saw the Strike Eagles unfortunately fall from the sky yesterday. We've not seen the crash site, but I'm willing to bet it's a smoking hole in the ground. There's a lot of fire there. It's not relatively intact like this thing with fire and markings, but nothing's bent, broken, etc. So there you go. Pakistan and the Taliban going at it. We'll look into this a little bit more because obviously it is falling a little bit by the wayside with everything that's happening. Make sure you check out our newsletter. It's absolutely free. We won't spam you. That is linked down below. Drop any questions or comments you have for me, and I'll see you next time.